I'm the real heiress who was thrown away. The day the feds brought me home, I became the one the whole family loathed. The fake heiress was perfect in every way, pretty, sweet-natured, and top of the class, the campus goddess everyone worshipped. Until the college entrance scores were released. I crushed her by miles, sealing the title of state valedictorian. Sorry, but I'm done hiding. Turns out I'm the true genius. 1. Score Elise Day. Mom and Dad hovered around Brielle as she refreshed the page. I sat in the corner cracking sunflower seeds. Then came the excited shriek. 682. 682, Mom and Dad, I did it. Brielle dove into Eleanor's arms, Eleanor's eyes shining with tears as they hugged. Our Brielle is the best. I knew you could do it. Dad said with a grin. Naturally my daughter would shine. Vance's girl is born brilliant. I booked the steakhouse. We're going out tonight to celebrate. I'll bring the car around. I was still in my corner, laptop open, about to check my own score, when Brielle piped up with fake concern. Mom, Dad, should we wait for Serena to see her results? Eleanor's expression turned to disgust, her tone razor sharp. What's the point? Looking would only embarrass us. Come on, we're leaving. The door slammed. I waited until the house was silent, then opened the page. 704. 2 points higher than I dared hope. I was still grinning when my phone rang. Video call. 2 smiling faces filled the screen. My adoptive parents. Sweetheart, did the numbers come in? Margaret asked. They did. 704. Good Lord. Even higher than your brother's year. That's my girl. Come here and let Mom give you an air kiss. She leaned in and got a playful hand over the lens from somewhere off screen. My grip on the phone tightened. Julian's there? Margaret flipped the camera. Julian's chiseled face looked back at me. My smile froze for a beat, then I recovered. Hey, Julian. He studied me, eyes locked, brow knitting. You've lost weight. I almost lost my composure. Margaret sounded anxious. Are your birth parents mistreating you? I'm booking a flight tomorrow. Vance estate, right? Let them taste bankruptcy. I burst out laughing. Julian's gaze stayed worried. Richard sighed. Serena, we respect your decision, but don't let anyone make you miserable. If it hurts, come home. We've always got your back. I know, Dad. Gotta go, friends want to celebrate. Have fun on your trip. I hung up fast, tears spilling before I could stop them. Funny how you're fine until someone cares. 2 days later, senior graduation. I finished breakfast and stepped outside. Brielle was already in the back seat, waving sweetly through the glass. Get a cab, little sis. Driver Vance, let's roll. The window slid up, leaving me in a cloud of exhaust. I rolled my eyes, unlocked a bike share, and pedaled to Riverdale. At the gate I spotted school and his little court. Brielle stood on the top step, looking down at me. I meant to walk around them to homeroom. Someone blocked my path. 02 Hey, bumpkin, no greeting for us? Rude much. I lifted my gaze. Do we know each other? The girl's face darkened. Brielle tugged her sleeve, putting on her wounded dove look. Serena's score wasn't great, let's not tease her. Snickers erupted. Country girl transferred in last year, of course she bombed. Brielle and school are both headed to Harvard. You? Maybe community college, if you're lucky. Stick to trade school, right, girls? Ha ha ha. Their cackles grated. I raised my voice, bored. You done? Move, I am walking here. The laughter cut off, they gaped at me. Used to stay quiet for finals week. Now that exams were over, I had nothing to lose. When I slung my backpack like a batter, they scattered. She's lost it. Try me and find out, I said over my shoulder, smirking. Bunch of cowards. They screamed after me, faces twisted. Get back here, Morgan. I flipped a mental middle finger. Only idiots answer that call. Inside homeroom I ignored the stares and dropped into my seat, ready to nap. Noise exploded. Brielle had arrived on school's arm, the two wrapped in a dramatic doorway embrace. Half the class rushed to watch. Oh my god, our queen and school are literal rom-com perfection. I want that fairy tale too. Brielle beamed, soaking up the envy, then glided straight to me and placed a little box on my desk. Serena, you skipped breakfast. Here macarons to hold you over. She's always been like this at Riverdale, only when she's standing next to me does she look exceptional. I slowly opened my eyes. Looking at the exquisitely wrapped macarons in her hand, I said flatly, sorry, I don't like sweets. I hadn't eaten breakfast this morning, and whose fault was that? Dylan had swiped both meals that John had prepared. Dylan's expression tensed. With those wide, innocent eyes fixed on me, she said, Serena, even if your scores weren't great, you still have to eat. The way you're acting really worries me. Gee, thanks. I tugged the corner of my mouth. Who says I bombed? Did it come to you in a dream? 3. When I was brought back to the Vance estate, Victor and Eleanor couldn't bear to part with Dylan, so they simply announced to outsiders that the two of us were biological sisters. Afraid Dylan would be hurt, they used the lie to give her a sense of security. So in front of everyone Dylan remained the lofty Vance heiress, while I was just a country bumpkin shipped in from who knows where. What they didn't know was that I hadn't transferred from some rural public high school. The federal agents located me while I was vacationing at a lakeside resort with my adoptive parents. I returned to the Vance estate only because I still believed in blood ties. Now that those ties have snapped, I'm done playing Dylan's supporting role. Serena, don't get upset. I don't have any bad intentions, I just wanted to comfort you, Dylan said. Hearing my words, her palm-sized face scrunched into the picture of grievance, and the onlookers couldn't take it. A boy pointed at me and barked, Morgan, watch your mouth. Brielle is only trying to be nice. Besides, with your permanent spot at the bottom of the class, what kind of miracle did you expect? Mocking laughter rippled through the room. Honestly, same parents, why couldn't you inherit even half of Brielle's sparkle? If I were your folks, I'd die of embarrassment. You've got some nerve throwing shade when you know exactly where you rank. Brielle's too kind, she puts up with your daily bullying. The crowd clustered around Dylan, patting her back while trash-talking me. I smiled slightly and asked, sweet sister, do you think it's my fault? Dylan shook her head, doubling down on her White Lotus routine. No, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have tried to comfort you when I knew you hadn't done well. Exactly the line I'd been waiting for. Propping my chin in my hand, I watched the drama unfold. Since I did nothing wrong, shouldn't you defend me? They're trashing your little sister right in front of you. A good big sis wouldn't just sit there. Dylan's face flushed crimson. She turned to the classmates behind her and stammered, please, stop picking on Serena. It's my fault. I didn't consider her feelings. You can blame me instead. Fat tears plopped down, and the group panicked. Same old trick. Bored, I laid my head down and drifted off. Half asleep, I heard our homeroom teacher's voice. When I lifted my head, he was already at the front of the room clutching a bouquet. He strolled in grinning, and the chatter died. Old Lou called, Happy graduation, everyone. Happy graduation, Miller, a guy in the back row shouted, earning a warning glare. You brat, you're not even pretending anymore? Miller, is it? Miller, my bad. Ha ha ha. Laughter rolled across the room. Settle down, IV got great news. He adjusted his glasses, smile stretching ear to ear. Regarding the college entrance results, all 40 of you got into your dream schools. Let's congratulate Dylan and Joe Kwan for securing spots at Harvard. Dylan and the boy stood. Thunderous applause broke out. Miller waved for quiet. That's not all. One of you scored 704 and claimed this year's state valedictorian title. 4 gasps exploded. Disbelief flooded every face. No way, since when does our homeroom hide a genius? Isn't first place always a toss-up between the Monitor and Brielle? Could it be? Eyes swiveled to the academic rep. She waved her hands awkwardly. Don't look at me, not me. Miller cut in, all right, stop guessing. The student is just an everyday classmate. An everyday classmate? Are you kidding? This is a glow-up for the ages. Students scanned the room, running through every name. Finally Miller announced, the student is Morgan. Congratulations, Morgan, state valedictorian and pride of Riverdale. Come on up. He started clapping, but the room was silent. Everyone's mouth hung open. Dylan's smile almost cracked, she sat frozen. Miller, seasoned by years of surprises, merely adjusted his glasses. When the principal had called him, he'd been floored. He'd bet on everyone except the former bottom of the class Morgan. Let's give Morgan a hand. Applause finally rose, scattered and uneasy, especially from the ones who'd trashed me moments ago. Their expressions looked like constipation set in stone. Miller handed me the bouquet and patted my shoulder. Off you go, Serena. The admin office wants commemorative photos. I nodded and left homeroom under a storm of stares. By dismissal the whole school knew a valedictorian had emerged from our halls. Reporters swarmed outside the gate. I slung my tote over my shoulder and walked out, bumping straight into Dylan and school's little entourage. Watching Dylan's complexion curdle made my day. So what if you're state valedictorian? You're still a hillbilly. School will always choose our Brielle. I curled my lips. Really? School wouldn't meet my eyes. Morgan, you studied hard, stick to that. Don't chase what isn't yours. We can still be friends. I looked revolted. Friends? I never want to see any of you again. What a jinx. After I left, I uploaded a security clip to the group chat and was about to switch off my phone. Suddenly someone called. When I saw the contact name I answered cautiously. Julian, a man's deep, magnetic voice came through the speaker. Where are you? I'm at Riverdale. I'm at the gate. Come out. I hurried outside. Quick look. Is that Morgan, the state valedictorian? She's so pretty. I want to be that smart. Wait, isn't she Brielle's sister? Wasn't she chasing school a while ago? Everyone, check the group chat. Huge gossip dropping right now. Right then, a security clip was uploaded to the school app, drawing all kinds of lurkers out of hiding. No way, that's school in the footage. Who said Morgan couldn't leave him alone? I can see it plainly, he's the one stuck on her. Seriously? Never noticed that side of him before. Gross. So because she turned him down, he trashed her and made people think she was obsessed? Dude's got no shame. Total player. I actually believed his crap. I walked off campus and spotted him immediately, the center of an admiring swarm. Cameron stepped out of a black Lamborghini and leaned casually against the door, eyes dropping to the dial of his watch. Even at low volume he caused a scene, his face alone a whole skyline. Female students drifted by, eyes magnet stuck to him. Phones came out for stealthy shots. I crossed through the crowd while everyone stared, reaching his side. Cameron lifted his gaze, and the ice on his face cracked into something soft. He took my bag like it was the most natural thing, opened the passenger door for me. Let's go. I climbed in, and as we pulled away the murmur still floated through the window. Ah, he's gorgeous. What's the connection between him and Morgan? They look straight off a book cover alive. Wish that guy were our senior, he beats school by light years. Don't insult him by mentioning that jerk. No comparison. Within minutes the crowd's reaction hit the app. Hidden behind a big tree, Dylan watched with a twisted face, half in shadow. That country nobody Morgan, how did she score a man like that? Had to be shady. Probably crawled into someone's bed, that's how she bagged that lifeline. Just wait, Morgan. I'll rip the mask off. Everyone will see how filthy you really are. That night after dinner with my adoptive parents, Cameron dropped me at the Vance estate gate. He leaned over and unclipped my seat belt. In the tight space we were inches apart, his faint sandalwood scent drifted over. I'd loved that fragrance since childhood, only slept if I cuddled next to him. Later career swallowed his hours, and some weeks I saw him twice at best. Arguments erupted over that. He'd always fall silent and walk off. I couldn't stand it, demanded answers. Bought a red-eye ticket, flew across the country. Midnight found me lost on a strange street. I called him, he arrived furious and shouted me hoarse, then clamped me against him, refusing to let go. That night he kissed me, not the brotherly brush we used to share, but the hungry crush of lovers. I went limp in his arms. Morning saw me bolt. I hid from him until, months later, the feds rang to say my birth family had been found. Actually, the last time we'd stood face to face was a year ago. I thought I'd neatly filed that emotion away, yet at the sight of him my heart still raced. Have you decided? Ready to exit the van, Sue? I lowered my head. Yes. The Vances don't need me, walking away is best for everyone. Cameron studied me, then pulled me into a light embrace. I forced a smile, he hated seeing me hurt. I'm fine. No real feelings there anyway. He loosened his hold. If anything's up, ring me. Okay. I got out, walked through the gates, headed upstairs toward my room. Light leaked from beneath the door, someone had left it ajar. My smile froze. I shoved it open. Dylan was rummaging through my shelves. What are you doing? The voice startled her. Whatever she held slipped and shattered my bracelet, the birthday gift my adoptive mother had bid on at auction, an heirloom I kept as a talisman. Now it lay in jade green shards on the carpet, and my composure snapped. Who said you could barge in and touch my things? Dylan had never seen me this furious, her face screwed into a pitiable mask. I didn't mean it. I was looking for you and you weren't here. Where were you all night? I almost laughed. What I do is none of your business. That excuses you pawing through my stuff? Ever heard of privacy, Dylan? Color drained and reflooded her cheeks. She dropped the act and drilled her stare through me. I'll snoop if I feel like it, this entire mansion's mine. Besides, Morgan, maybe you're terrified of being discovered. I was too angry to laugh. Me, scared? Your talent for twisting truth is thriving. Put down whatever you're holding and get out of my room. Now. I was livid, my tone matched. The moment the words left my mouth, Eleanor's voice sounded behind me. Dylan immediately turned on the waterworks, darting behind her. Mom, I think Serena has a secret boyfriend. Today I watched her climb into some strange man's car. He even loaded her with designer gifts. She's just some hick. Where would she score luxuries unless another guy's paying her? Eleanor's brows drew together, she regarded me coldly. Is Brielle telling the truth? I opened my mouth, but she talked over me. At your age you should be studying, not selling yourself. Are the Vances mistreating you? Starving you? You're so desperate you throw yourself at men? You shame us. How did we produce a daughter like you? A soft laugh slipped between my teeth. Like mother, like daughter, I see. Dylan waltzes into my room, digs through my things, and instead of scolding her, you yell at me? I drawled. What a terrific mom you are. Dylan's face crumpled into perfect innocence, shrinking behind Eleanor as she whispered, I only wanted to wait for Serena so I could ask her something. She wasn't here, so I decided to stay. Then I noticed the stuff on Brielle's desk. Eleanor patted Dylan's hand to steady her, then turned to me. Brielle didn't mean any harm. Must you be so vicious? Vicious, am I? I shot back. Fine, if everyone says I'm vicious, then I'll own it. I lifted my chin. She smashed my bracelet. As her mother, you're paying for it, right? I'd cooled off, explanations were pointless. People believe you or they don't. Today's showdown had started, might as well finish it. Eleanor looked at me as if I were something stuck to her shoe. You just want money, don't you? She flicked a bank card at me. There's $100,000 in there. Happy? Take the extra, she added, and cut ties with that man. I'll throw in another 500,000. I stared at her like she was a circus act. You really think this thing is worth 100K? Then how much? I raised 5 fingers. 500,000? Dylan growled, glaring. This junk? You're blackmailing us. I smiled slowly. Who said 500,000? Dylan exhaled in relief. Figured. This trinket's worth maybe a few grand. My grin widened. This trinket is worth 50 million. 50 million. Eleanor and Dylan shrieked in unison. Eleanor snapped, Morgan, don't push it. The Vance family owes you, yes, but we offered 500,000. Keep this up and you'll get nothing. I gently gathered the shattered bracelet and wrapped the pieces in a silk handkerchief. Over my shoulder I said, keep your 500,000 for a coffin. I'll leave on my own, no need to throw me out. I paused at the door. As for what you owe me, I'll collect it piece by piece. Eleanor snorted. You'd better, because if you don't blame us when this turns ugly. Brielle, let's go. Next morning I packed, suitcase thudding down the stairs. Eleanor and Dylan were cheerfully eating breakfast, they shot me dirty looks. I didn't spare them a glance and walked out for good. Meanwhile, the photos classmates had posted on the school app were being dissected. Group chat exploded, wait, that guy is the president of Sterling, the one who basically owns half the city. OMG, what's Morgan's relationship with him? They look super close dating? An answer popped up seconds later, not dating. Word is she's the adopted daughter of the former Sterling chairman and his wife. Also guess what, Morgan personally holds 30% of Sterling's shares. Biggest shareholder after the current CEO. My dad's a senior VP, so trust me. The chat went dead silent with shock. Day 2. Eleanor was heading out for cards when reporters blocked her gate. Vance? She smoothed her hair at the sight of cameras. Yes? We'd like an interview about your daughter scoring state valedictorian on the college entrance exam. May we come in? Eleanor blinked. My daughter is the state valedictorian, are you sure? Reporters double-checked the address and nodded. Eleanor ditched her card game and phoned Dylan, who was out partying. Dylan stumbled in with 3 girlfriends, all tipsy and reeking of booze. Eleanor beamed. You rascal, topping the exam and keeping quiet. The press is here, smile, I'll film everything. But the reporters on the sofa looked puzzled, comparing their phones to the girl in front of them. Could there be another daughter? We need this student. They showed my photo. Eleanor's face turned green. You must be mistaken. My daughter scored 682, she's the top scorer, right? Interview her instead. The reporters stood awkwardly. Sorry, if she's not here, we'll be going. They fled. Eleanor's smile collapsed. She cursed while Dylan tried to hold her back. Brielle, tell me, did Morgan really get state valedictorian? Dylan nodded, noting the flicker of regret in Eleanor's eyes. She added quickly, Mom, let's bring Serena home. A quick apology and she'll forgive us. Eleanor's hesitation morphed into disgust. Apologize? The minute life gets tough she'll crawl back on her own. Dream on. In the shadow of Dylan's downcast lashes, a smug glint flashed. Morgan, state valedictorian, so what? Mom still prefers me. Across town, I lolled in the Sterling beach house, munching potato chips. Life was sweet. When Margaret came home she tucked a little box behind her back. Sweetheart. I dove into her arms and nuzzled her. Mom. She ruffled my hair, beaming. You've had a rough few days, haven't you? Guess what Mommy brought back for you? Margaret, my adoptive mother, held a small box in front of me. I opened it. Inside lay an exquisite bracelet. Margaret, my adoptive mother, you kept staring at that broken bracelet, so I thought my Serena might like another one. I picked this out for my baby. It's not the same, but I chose it for ages. Do you like it? I hugged her, tears streaming without warning, voice choked. I love it why I love you. Mommy loves you too. No one else knows. When Margaret, my adoptive mother, was pregnant, she survived a car crash, and afterward the doctors said she could never have another child. Later she visited an orphanage and saw me being bullied by the other kids. She took one look and adored me. She brought me home to the Sterling Manor and raised me as her own. I know that in her heart there has always been a quiet regret, and I am the one who fills that hollow space. Sometimes family isn't about blood at all, it's about the days and nights you spend beside someone. So I love her, whether or not she gave birth to me. 1 week later. Ellis told me the Vance empire had gone bankrupt overnight. An insider had wired every dollar offshore, and that man was Victor's own best friend. What the Vances still don't know, Dylan's biological father is that very best friend, and the whole disaster has been his chess game since the start. Years ago, green-eyed over Victor's fortune, he swapped his newborn daughter with the Vances real one, me, then left me like trash. Now, for reasons I can only guess, he lost patience, drained the accounts in one night, and vanished. Dylan disappeared with him, leaving Victor and Eleanor to mop up the ruins. When I heard, I literally clapped and cheered. Isn't ungrateful leech the perfect label for someone like Dylan? I asked, so what's happening to Vance now? Ellis slid a chicken wing onto my plate. Word is the feds moved in. Under Victor's reign, Vance ran plenty of dirty deals. They won't get away. I blinked up at Cameron, a hunch blooming in my chest. Big brother, did you have a hand in this? Ellis's chopsticks paused, those dark eyes locked on mine. Do you want to stop me? My heart missed at his seriousness. No. I held his gaze. They're not worth staining your hands. Ellis's expression softened, voice low. Relax. I only told Dylan's father what Victor was up to. Next day the guy bolted with the cash, surprised me too. I laughed. And while running, he tipped off the feds about every scam. You have to hand it to Victor and Eleanor, they never once bet on the right horse, they cuddled a wolf and lost everything. A few days later federal agents escorted the Vance couple away. I showed up to watch. Rain poured from charcoal skies. Ellis shielded me with an umbrella as we stood across the road, watching Victor and Eleanor stumble out in cuffs. Both looked haggard, a decade older in an instant. The moment they spotted me they lunged like I was a life raft. Serena, save us. Your father and I were wrong, we know that now. You have the power, don't you? I'm your mother. Eleanor sobbed, mascara rivers down her cheeks. I stood amid the umbrellas and smiled sweetly. Sorry, I didn't come to rescue you. I came to see you off. Realizing I wouldn't lift a finger, Eleanor's eyes turned viperous. Morgan, you ungrateful little bitch. If I hadn't given birth to you, you'd have nothing to gloat about. I should have strangled you at birth. I curse you, rot in hell. Ellis covered my ears and guided me away from the crowd. In the car he buckled my seatbelt, then sat beside me in steady silence. Staring at the face I've known since childhood, I heard myself say, Big brother, I'll be legal in 2 weeks. Cameron glanced over, puzzled. I batted my lashes, looped my arms around his neck. Those things you told me before, do they still count? He lifted a brow. Absolutely. Mischief sparked in me. I tipped up and brushed his lips before he could react, then jerked back, cheeks on fire as I stared out the window. On my birthday I'll give you my answer. In the tight space Cameron's breathing turned heavier. I quickly pushed him away. Not yet, keep your eyes on the road. Cameron laughed under his breath. Yes, ma'am. That night I paid for my teasing. My reflection showed a swollen lower lip. Seriously, is he part wolf? On my birthday I threw a beach bash, every friend in our circle showed, and my childhood bestie flew back from abroad. When she heard about Cameron and me, her eyes went saucer-wide. No way Cameron actually pulled it off? I always thought you two were too cozy for siblings, but I brushed it off, and the guy really had a thing for you? Wah, my precious cabbage got snatched by a pig. What if you ditch me for games now? Promise you won't forget me once you're lovey-dovey 24/7. I swore, never. He's crazy busy, he can't monopolize my time. Okay, good, good. I outlined my plan, her eyes nearly popped. Morgan, have some dignity. Girls don't confess first. I pouted. Why not? I like being the one who shoots her shot. Fine, this once I'll be your love bodyguard. As the party wound down, I found Cameron in the crowd, grabbed his hand, and ran, no care for staring eyes. We sprinted across the sand, fingers laced tight, neither of us letting go. I led him behind a jumble of rocks where my surprise waited. Twilight hid my burning face as I offered him my whole heart on a silver platter. Then I spoke the words I'd never dared, I'm sober, and I know I truly love you. Under the fading light we kissed while fireworks burst overhead, hidden friends erupted from the rocks, cheering. Waving confetti poppers, they chanted, date. 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 Serena, be happy forever. Ellis laced his fingers through mine, I looked up at him. Yes, I think I will be. The end. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed it, please like and share with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing tales. See you next time.